God fixed my teeth. God restored my smile. God restored not only me spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, but me physically. God will restore you back to that place where you were before you fell into the ways of the world, before you became an alcoholic, before you started doing those drugs, before the world just really like beat on you physically, mentally, and emotionally, right? Because living in the ways of the world and partaking in the fast life ages you, right? And a lot of people like to act like God doesn't care about that stuff, but he does. He will restore you back to that like virgin, innocent, pure, that pureness that you once had before, you came accustomed to all these worldly things. So, a few years ago, I don't even remember if this was like 2018, 2019. I was just so lost in the world. I was dating this guy and I was at his house and it was New Year's Eve and I was just a real ratchet girl. And we were drinking, partying, and all this stuff. And I had gotten to it with this young lady. I'm not going to get too much into detail about that. And she threw a bottle at my mouth, at my face, and broke like my bottom teeth. And it looked, oh my God, nasty, trifling. Like it was horrible, right? It totally messed with my insecurities, and it made me just hate myself. And that kind of pushed me deeper into drugs and all this other thing. I wasn't happy. I hated to look in the mirror. And I realized now what God was teaching me through that. He had to strip me of vanity because I was such a vain person before that happening. I was all about looks and beating my face and, oh my God, I got to be the baddest in the room. And he was like, yep, sit down. Let me humble you real quick. But I couldn't afford to get my teeth fixed. I was like, come on now. It was bad. Like I had to have a whole tooth pulled, extracted. And then like these three were chipped. And I ended up like getting some braces like years later after walking around with my mouth messed up. And, there was a couple options I could do, but I decided with the easiest one because I couldn't afford an implant. So they could either open it up, put an implant there, or just close the gap. So I just had the gap closed, but my teeth were still chipped, broken. Over time and time, I ended up getting like some fill, but there was still like this gap and chipped tooth, and all. My smile was a mess, y'all. I was so insecure. So since giving my life to God, and in this season, right, when God placed it on my heart that he was about to marry me soon, and when God told me that, I began praying, okay, God, if this is what you're going to do, please. Like I felt it getting sooner and sooner, like these last couple months, approaching meeting my spouse. And I felt in the spirit, and God was showing me like, okay, like it's about to happen. I'm about to send your husband. You're about to get married, da, da, da. Like he was teaching me how to be a wife, having me in my word, learn what it means to be a biblical wife. And my prayer was, God, okay, before I meet him, please fix my teeth. Let me get these braces. I had braces on and no wires in them, nothing. Like I just couldn't afford them. So I just had like brackets. They were falling off. My teeth were they were a hot mess. And let me tell you, through the season of surrendering my life to Jesus, he literally like restored my smile. And I ended up getting those brackets taken off. And once I did, everything lined up. Look at this, y'all. So these bottom two are like, I can't see what I'm doing because I'm filming, but so there was some chipped ones at the bottom, a little space, and then this one was chipped. But why do they line up perfectly as if this was how my smile was? Look, you see, like those like little like sharp ones. The one on the bottom is still chipped. And listen, that tooth wasn't there. Like I had the space closed with some braces, right? So how this is not a coincidence. How do those teeth line up perfectly like it's supposed to be there? Like how does it look like that's how it's supposed to be? When that tooth was way over there, it wasn't chipped, it wasn't that shape, it wasn't that pointy shape. It was like a square tooth. So how just since having it broken and everything did God restore my smile to look like they lined up that way, those sharp ones? Nothing but God. Not only that, but he restored me back to like my physical beauty. Like my skin is clearer than it's ever been, y'all. Like if you go look at like my old pictures and stuff, like my skin was a mess. My hair is like growing back thicker and fuller and longer. Um, Mentally, he's healing all those emotional and trauma wounds and all these things that happen. He's literally like purifying my heart and taking me back to that like virgin mindset that I was before the world beat me up. So I'm telling you, God is a God of restoration. There's so many places in the Bible where it talks about restoration. Just you can Google Bible scriptures that talk about restoration. He is the God of restoration. That's what he does. He restores you back into who he created you to be. So listen, if you're lost in the world to that point where you're looking in the mirror like, I don't even recognize myself. Who is this person? I look a mess. I look like 20 years older than I actually am, because that's what the world and the fast life does. It ages you. I'm telling you, once you surrender your life to God, he can literally restore you. He cares about the little details. God, I want, when I have my wedding, I want long hair, because my hair has been going through it because I was drinking so much alcohol and I was doing this and doing that, stress, dealing with all these toxic men and doing all putting drugs in my body. And I'm like, God, I want hairs growing. Okay. He cares about the little details, not just, most importantly, it's mentally, emotionally, right? But he also will restore you physically and will restore your life. All those years wasted that you wasted when you were supposed to, he will restore you and put you back on track supernaturally. Y'all think just because in the Bible, oh, he healed the blind a gazillion years ago, and he healed the man of leprosy, and he made a man that couldn't walk again. No, he's the God of miracles right now, today. And I got a big testimony for y'all that y'all not even ready. I already know when I drop that video, y'all gonna be like, what? But I'm just saving it. But yeah, God can heal you with things that by world they say you can't be healed of. Things that they don't have a cure for in the world, God can literally heal, bro. Like he's doing miracles right now today. Those aren't just old ancient stories in the Bible. Okay, so I just wanted to let y'all know that, hey, God can restore you back. I love you. It's your girl Jada Preach, the same version of Jada P. And goodbye.